Hey everyone, I'm Barbara from AllBrands.com, and today I'm really excited because Thanksgiving is next Thursday. Can you believe it? We're all getting ready, but how is your table linens? Are they ready? Do they need to be refreshed? Do you have extra fabric laying around? Well, we're going to get into it today, and we're going to show how to do a rolled hem on a serger, and I'll show you that up close in just a second. And then we're also going to embellish it on the XP3 Luminaire, and we'll be talking about the Brother Airflow 3000. So let's just look at this up close, like really quick. I'm going to show you what a stitch like this looks like. Just like so, rolled hem. There we go. This is with woolly nylon, and we're going to learn how to do that today. All right. So, oh, here I am. Let's say hey to a few folks. Let me know where you're watching from. Do you have a serger? Have you done rolled hem? I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. But I did pick one of the more challenging items to do. So, oh, gosh, we'll see. Okay, so we'll be back right after this commercial break. All right, so it's so good to see everyone watching live. Oh my gosh, bought a new serger in May at the expo. Yay, that's so exciting. Anne's cutting onions and crying. Oh my gosh, I love it. And hey, Karina, it's good to see you. Oh my goodness. And Creative Appliques, yay! I hope to have you and Karina on the show sometime in the future. Oh my goodness, we need to get that set up. But for everyone watching, we do a live giveaway at the end of every broadcast. So please go ahead and comment #AllBrands, and I will be doing a giveaway at the end of the show. So good luck there. Also, we are going to be talking today about the Airflow 3000 serger. This is an air threading serger. It's Brother's latest and greatest. And we have an amazing deal on it. I just wanted you to see this because it's the holiday special. If you need a new serger, we highly recommend this one. It's with this, not only do you get to finance it for a low price per month, we include 6 feet with the machine. There are, I think, 3 in the box, and then 3 extra from AllBrands. We also have the trim trap comes with it, but there's an Angela Wolf masterclass, and it has a manual too, but you'll really learn a lot from Angela Wolf on this machine. And there's a rebate from now, which is November 2023 until December 31st, 2023. For a wide table. So that's like if you have like a lot of fabric hanging off the side, it's like an extension table for your serger. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the Brother Luminaire XP3. This is an amazing product. It can be purchased in any one of our 7 retail locations, which I'll pop up in just a moment. But with this one, you get a lot of options, actually. So you should come into our store. But one of our options that you can pick from is the Airflow 3000 with the Hoopnetic magnetic sash frame and the Luminaire XP3 playbook. So really good deal there. Oh, this print middle, we talked about that last week, but not today. Sorry. Oh my gosh, let's see. Michigan. So good to see everybody. Do you sell the new magnetic hoops from Turkey? Yes, they are on our website, allbrands.com. You can shop them now. I haven't gotten my hands on one physically, but they look so cool. Oh, Judy says, hi from Texas. Can't believe I caught a live show. I love it. And Rhonda, it's so good to see you. I miss you. Oh my goodness. And we have a watcher from Sydney, Australia. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, yay. Linda loves her stellar and updates. Yes, me too. All right, well, let's get started. We are going to do, I want to get the embroidery machine started, if that's okay. And then we'll go to the rolled hem, and then we'll finish the embroidery, just for time. Okay, so let's go to the embroidery machine here, and we're gonna get our embellishment started. So I showed you earlier, I popped in this really cute Happy Thanksgiving embroidery on the side of my napkin. I thought that was so cute. You can do big designs, you can do little designs. I would think that little would be better, but I like big designs. So I'm using a sew and wash stabilizer because I want the stabilizer, I haven't washed it away yet, but you don't want to have remnants on the back of the napkin. You want it to just be, you know, the back of the design. So water soluble stabilizer. And I'm using the dime magnetic snap hoop in the, you know, I don't know what size this is. 10 by 10, I think. And I hooped it with the new hoop setter. So it's this right here. This is the hoop setter. And basically what this does, this is a new product from Designs Machine Embroidery, and we sell it on allbrands.com. You place this on the back of your dime magnetic snap hoop, and it ensures, because it has like a little lip here and a lip here, that the top frame perfectly aligns with the bottom. So I wanted you to definitely know about this, because if this top frame shifts over left or right or up or down, you could run the risk of like your foot hitting or your needle hitting while embroidering, or something can get off if you're doing like a connecting design. So definitely these hoop setters are a definite must, and I love them. But you take them off to embroider, excuse me. All right, and then we're gonna put it on the machine. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to pop a design on there. All right, so just slide it on real quick. No fun in the way. Oh, okay. All right, you know what? Is it gonna ask me to move my hoop? No. All right, so we're gonna go home. All right. So I'm gonna push this little lever down. And I like to have, if I can ever have a bulk amount of fabric going one direction, I want it to go this way and not this way, because sometimes, let me know if you guys have ever done this, the fabric gets underneath the hoop and then you stitch through multiple layers. Me, I've done it. So to avoid that, I drape everything this way if I can. All right, so let's click embroidery. And I'm going to go ahead and select a design. And oh, here it is, right on the front page. Look at this, while we're at it, look at this Christmas design, how cute. But here's Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to go ahead and set that on the screen. One other thing that I would do is take some, this is 3M transparent medical tape. I really like that. There's also branded tapes out there. They all work wonderful. We're just going to tape the edge of this down. So I have my water soluble stabilizer here, and the edge of my napkin, we're going to tape it in the hoop. All right. Do you hear the shipping guys outside cutting up? Let me know. They're having a good old time. And they work very hard this time of year. They're picking up all of our packages, shipping them to you guys for shopping on our website, and thank you for doing that. Another thing I love about the Luminaire is you have all of this storage up here. Oh my gosh. I end up junking it up there, but it's great to have all your items handy. So I'm just going to kind of tape it to make sure that nothing gets shifted or moved around. And this tape I really like because you can embroider over it and it kind of tears away pretty easily. So I'm just going to catch the very edges, make sure that it doesn't get picked up or anything. Aw, thank you, Anne. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scan the back of my fabric. So I'm going to click this scan button for placement. All right, it says the frame will move around. This is what I love about the Luminaire XP3. The placement is so easy because you have a camera, and I'll show you later, a projector. So we're using the camera that's integrated in the machine. So you can do this on the Stellaire with the included hoops. You can use your smartphone to take a photo, but the Stellaire does not have projection, but it is a lot lower in price. So, okay, so we scanned our image. I can see it on the screen. Maybe you can see it here. This is like the edge of my little towel here. So I'm going to click close, and then I'm going to click edit and rotate. I'm going to rotate this design 90 degrees, and I'm going to move it so that it's like inside of the, so it's inside of the napkin. I definitely want that. Another thing that I'm going to do, just because I want to see where the center of the design is, I'm going to measure with this measuring tool right here, but I'm going to kind of like make sure that my center of the design, oops, I'm still moving it, sorry. My center of the design is in the center of the hoop, because I lined it up to where the point is at the 0 mark here, which is in the middle. Let's see. Okay. All right. So now we're going to click. Nope. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. Edit. Okay. Embroidery. Okay. So now I'm going to click this like little placement thing here, which is cool. This is another way to do placement. And then I could see, okay, where's the center of my design? I would probably move this up just a little bit. So I'm going to click OK, layout, move, and I'll move my design to the right just a little bit. And then here's the fun part. This is what I absolutely love. You can only get this on the Brother XP Luminaire machines and the ones that Brother manufactures that are rebranded machines. You have a projector. So, oh my goodness, let me turn my light off so that you can see that. Let's see here. There's so many different settings in this machine. Look at all of the things that you can change. Light. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off so that you can see the projection. Do you see it now? All right, so it's projecting my design on the fabric, and I can move this box around to make sure that it's going to sit inside of our towel perfectly and not anywhere where I don't want it to be. And it looks so cute. Okay, so once I have that done, I go ahead and I thread my machine. And then I put my foot down, and I think we can just get started. So who's ready to do some serging? Let me check the comments first before I get started with that. Okay. I don't know if I would. Oh, creative appliques. I don't know where I would be without my projector. I absolutely love my luminaire. I love my luminaire too. Oh my goodness. And I love your designs, by the way. If you guys have not checked out Creative Appliques, she's a digitizer and makes the cutest stuff. Okay, so let's hop on over to the serger. And let me know if you can hear me with the machine stitching in the background. Oh, Karina. Oh, Rhonda says, me because I forget how to do a ruled edge. You know, I was like, I need to do this, and it did take me a little bit to get everything down, so I have some really good information for you. Okay, so that's the machine. Here's the serger. This is the Airflow 3000. All right. So we did a sample stitch. I showed you on the, where's my sample? I have seemed to misplace, oh, here it is. Okay, so just to remind everyone, this is a rolled hem using woolly nylon. And I can tell you, this wasn't the best quality one. I just kind of used one that I had, but it really fills it in. So woolly nylon looks like this. So it's basically like a puffy thread. Do you see that? So it's stretchy, it's puffy, so it kind of fills in gaps. But I found that even a rolled hem with just regular sewing thread or serger thread looks really nice as well. But this just gives it like a more puffiness. Let me know if you have ever used woolly nylon before. All right, so if you have a serger, please note that some of these settings that I'm showing you may be different because different sergers are configured differently. But I'm going over the rolled hem on the Airflow 3000 today. So basically, what a rolled hem is you have 3 threads here. So you don't see this one, but there is one back here. This is a specialty thread. So you would take out your left needle and just have one needle by the foot, okay? You can do 2 or 3 thread rolled hem, but for cotton fabrics, 3 thread rolled hem is better. It's a little bit thicker, so something like napkins is perfect on. If you're doing garments or chiffon or something that you really want to be very light, you can try the 2 thread rolled hem and just look at your manual for the settings for that. All right, so we have our right needle here, is this thread here. Then we have our upper looper here, lower looper. So if we were going to go through all of them, it would be left needle, right needle, upper looper, lower looper. So in a rolled hem, the pretty part that you see is going to be the upper looper. And that's going to wrap around. So you want this one to be very loose. This one is the upper looper. It's what's going to hold everything on the back. So you want this one to be very tight. So I checked my manual, but you know, when you use different threads, you do have to stray from this a bit. So when you get started with your serger stitch, like I did, find a lot of scrappy pieces that you can test your stitch on. But yes, I'm showing you my trash can because I had a lot of scraps and a lot of tests to perfect my stitch before I got it started. All right, so that's the basics of a rolled hem up here. Another thing that you need to do is there's a stitch finger in your machine that needs to go away. So on this machine, there is a little lever that goes down here. So we don't want to stitch finger in a rolled hem because we want it to be very tight on the edge. Okay. So we have our width adjustment right here on the machine. And I checked my manual, but this one's going to be set at 5R, which is the Airflow 3000 option for that. All right, here is the length here. There is an R setting for the length right here. And below is differential feed. So differential feed is like if you want to do puckers, gathers, bringing in, bringing out. So it manipulates the feed dogs to either scrunch them together or take them apart. You don't want to change that from the original setting because you want it to lie flat, unless you're looking for a decorative scallopy edge. But that wouldn't really work for a napkin. So we're just going to keep it at the regular method here. Let me see if I have any questions. Oh yeah, so Judy says, I've used the woolly nylon on my rolled hems. It is more forgiving. Yes. So it's more forgiving, but it is more temperamental, I found, depending on what you use. This one that I have in here is Snazzy Lock. So this is kind of like this is a nylon polyester. It's stretchy and has a little bit of puffiness to it, but not as much as the woolly nylon. And I had success with this one. So just a little bit more about the Airflow 3000. You have your blade adjusters here. So we do want to cut the fabric, so it is on. We're going to take off this, and I'm just going to show you. We have here, it threads itself by air. So whenever I want to pull like a specialty thread through an air threading serger, what I do is I just, it's threaded with a regular thread. I just tie it off at the top and pull through. And you could do that on any serger if you don't want to rethread it. You just tie your new thread to your old thread, like right here. And then you replace the comb, tie it in a knot, pull it through the loopers. And you can do the same thing for the needle, except you don't want to go through the needle eye with a knot. So just pull it through outside of the eye of the needle and then thread your needle and you're good to go. It's so easy. So to engage the air threading, all you have to do is push this little lever down, move your hand wheel forward. It's going to lock. And then you put your thread in a little bit, press this button, and voila, it's threaded. So again, for like specialty threads, I would tie off and pull through, or there's like a little tool in there you could use for that. But yeah, so it's very simple and easy. Let's see. Oh, and it's a safety mechanism. It won't let you close the door without disengaging that. So thanks, brother, for not giving me pitfalls. I have my presser foot pressure at just a little bit under 1 on this machine. And there is a left and right needle threader here where you can use Brother's Needle Threader to thread the needles. Let's see if I have any more questions before we get started. Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. Karina says yes. Oh, thank you so much for saying this. So I did remove the left needle and kept the right needle in since we're doing a 3-thread rolled hem. So you don't want to keep that needle in there because everything in a serger, you have your upper looper, lower looper, and needles, and everything's kind of moving like a knit, like you're knitting. Think of it as knitting. And it's like if you have an extra knitting needle in there, it's going to catch something and throw something off. Another thing that you want to make sure is that your needles are all the way up into the machine. And on some sergers, I found that you have to loosen both set screws to allow the needle to go all the way up. So if it looks like it's too far down, that little knitting action that it does, it's not going to catch correctly. So making sure that your needle is all the way up by loosening both set screws, putting your needle in, tightening both set screws. Pro tip, ask me how I know. All right, so let's get started. We're just going to take our napkin. I'm just using regular cloth. I mean, for these dinners and things like that, this is only going to be used once a year. So if you have some, you know, themed fabric, maybe like pumpkins or Christmas or something, you can go with that. I just went for this like cute little check. This is by Moda. We have this in our Baton Rouge store. And I'm using a gold decorative thread on it. And we're just going to get started. So one thing that you can do when you're getting started with the stitch, depending on your fabric or your thread, you can make a little snip at the top to ensure that the fabric makes contact with the feed dogs to be actually pulled back, okay? So what I would do is basically just lift my foot, put it right on that part that I cut. And let me see if I can zoom in for you. And if there's any questions. Oh, here we go, Linda. Yes, air threading is so much easier. But, you know, I like it both ways. Sometimes, you know, if you're comfortable threading. Oh yeah, this is the foot lifted down here. So I can lift my foot, put that cut edge right on there, and then don't forget to put your trim tray or your studio is going to get very messy. And we're just going to, we don't want to go full speed on a rolled hem. We're just going to go at like a moderate speed. And this stitch is looking very, very good. So the settings that I have the top at are 4.5 on the right needle. I actually brought it because I'm using snazzy lock thread and not regular thread. I went against what the manufacturer suggested. I put it all the way down at 3. So when you're serging, you have the option to loosen one or tighten the other. Always loosen first before tightening. Otherwise, this is going to be a real tight mess in here. I hope this is helpful because we all have a lot of napkins to get ready for Thanksgiving. All right. So I had to find out what is the standard size of a napkin. It's 20 inches by 22 inches, which is quite large. All right, so we have our first side done. So we're gonna make a tail. And I hope you can see this. I'm like standing in front of the machine. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna make a tail. And one thing, don't pull back on the thread. That's just gonna pull the needle. It's gonna put pressure on the needle. The needle's gonna go backwards and things aren't gonna line up, and you want things to line up. So don't push in or pull back. Just let it do its thing. The manufacturers made it work correctly without our help. It doesn't need our pushing or pulling. And here's our rolled hem, and it looks so pretty. Oh my goodness. All right. So the next thing you want to do to get started on the next stitch, you can either trim this or you can leave it attached and get started here. What I found though, whenever you have this hump here that you're trying to go over, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So the first thing you can try is lift your foot. So the foot just like kind of, you see how it lifts and lowers? Just lift it with your hand. Make sure your foot is nowhere near your foot control when you do this. Okay, so you would want to put it like right up next to the knife. But depending on how thick or thin your rolled hem is, it may have a little trouble getting through there, or it may not make contact with the feed dogs. So if you want to, you can go ahead and snip here and then make a little snip to get started. Because you don't want to like push things in or pull things out. So I made like a little snip here. You see that rolled hem? How pretty. Oh my goodness. It's so gorgeous. I love it because it's like metallic, which is really fun. I like textures and different mixing textures and colors and like glitter and stuff is just fun to me. Okay, so another thing, if it's not going in, you could take a stiletto and then kind of like let it go forward. There we go. Now it caught. And we can do our other side. Okay. So let's see how we're doing in that. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to check the comments. And then we're going to rethread our machine where we're doing our embroidery. Let's see. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do our next part of the embroidery. So I have some little leaves on there that are gold. I'm going to go ahead and turn my light back on so that we can see. Let's see. Where's the light? We need some light. Here we go. And you can bring it all the way up to 5. If that's too bright, you can bring it down. I love how many options these machines have. It's fantastic. All right, so I'll click OK. And then, okay, little pro tip here. What I do with the top thread, you can either like trim it off, like where the where you wind your bobbin, there's like a little trimmer. Or what I do is like, I just snap it with my fingers like that. Did you see that? So I just like, I kind of wrap it around my fingers like that and it breaks apart. So I'll pull from the needle here while the foot's up, and then none of that thread gets caught because it's going backwards up into the machine. And then I have the wonderful King Star metallic thread by Exquisite. You can purchase individual spools or packs of these on AllBrands.com. It's a polyester core wrapped in metallic thread, and it works beautifully in sewing or even embroidery. I've even done freestanding lace, which is so dense. This stuff is fantastic. All right, so we'll thread the machine and get our next part started. Make sure you're in the take-up lever. So tension, take-up lever. We're gonna go down to 6. I usually like lower my foot, usually, when I get to 6 right here. And pull on the thread, make sure there's a little bit of tension. That means it's in the tension discs. I cut it off on the side. And then I will use the Brothers Amazing Needle Threader. Who has this machine and loves this needle threader? Me. Hopefully you too. Another thing I always normally check, this sometimes like in haste, we don't screw the foot on tight enough. You don't want it to fall off during embroidery. All right, and then we put our foot down and embroider some more. All right, so let's finish off the edge of this serger stitch. Tell me about your plans for Thanksgiving. What are you cooking? Are you setting the table? I love that I can embroider and sew at the same time. Isn't that the best? Always keep in mind to check like your seam marks here to make sure that you're not like, that you're going in, you know, somewhat of a straight line. I don't think it'll be super duper obvious, but we'll just change this. These make wonderful gifts too. So like if you know someone that's getting married, putting their new family name on them is a great idea. So you'll notice I did not pull back there. And then there's a little trimmer here. There we go. So now we have a beautiful rolled hem. And then what you can do is you can just trim this tail off the edge. And if you have a little bit of like fray check or something, you can dab a little bit of that on there. But look how pretty. What do you think? Rolled hem. Oh my gosh, it's so glittery and fun. I love metallic. Oh my gosh. Speaking of metallic, let's check on our embroidery design because we just finished and it turned out so gorgeous, so pretty. All right, so just slide off this hoop. This is the dime magnetic hoop, 10 by 10. Oh my gosh, amazing. All right, and then I'm gonna trim my stabilizer off at the back. So simple. But I'm gonna get my scissors. My favorite scissors. Let me show you guys. Kai, KAI 7205. Best dressmaker scissors on the market. Look, they cut like so well. So this is water soluble, so you can spritz it with water. You can, wash these and it will go away. You can just like soak it in water and let it dry. But we just cut this off the back. I'm just going to cut it off for now so that you can see it without the stabilizer. All right. And here we go. We're done. Look how pretty. Happy Thanksgiving. How sweet is that? Who's ready? I am. I love making gifts and home goods for holidays and friends and everything. Let's see if we have any questions before I go. And if you have any questions, now's the time because I'm checking. Let's see. Oh, Beverly's making napkins for Christmas. Very cool. Oh, my mom made some beautiful, she got like actual Christmas fabric and made napkins and coordinated it with the tape placemat, which I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to make like a little miniature quilt placemat that's like kind of dimensional with batting and quilting on top, and it all like kind of goes together. Let's see, design. Yes, Linda, the design is a built-in design on the Brother Luminaire. All right. Oh, here's one from Creative Applications. Kingstar is the absolute best metallic thread. I use it in my bobbin for freestanding lace. Yes, that says something. Yeah, it's the only magnetic. What if they made a magnetic thread? I don't know what it would be used for. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see here. Who's ready for a giveaway? I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. And, oops, you know what? I have to share it. Where's my screen? Here it is. Here we go. Okay, drum roll, please. Our winner is Lynn Engstrom. Please email me at events@allbrands.com with your name, number, and address to claim your $25 allbrands.com e-gift card. Hope I was helpful today with rolled hem and that you guys got inspired to do some crafting at home. All right, well, we won't have a show next week because it is Thanksgiving, but we'll see you the following Thursday at 3:30. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, please go to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button. It's allbrands.com on YouTube. And we're like this close to 15,000 subscribers. And Courtney's going to do a live show on Saturday because We're probably going to reach 15,000 by Saturday. So if you can help us with that, we'd really appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, and I hope that you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Mwah.